Today, with the ringing of our peace bowl, we affirm our collective hope for peace in the world and at home. We acknowledge that these lands that we love are the unceded ancestral historical lands of the Yavapai people. Good morning. I'm Lisa DeLeo, she, her, and this is Krista Munson. We are your worship associates today. Why are there two? Because this is my first time and I'm very nervous. But I look out and I see so many loving friends and soon-to-be friends, so thank you. This morning's service is about paying attention. To what do we pay attention or not? When? Why? Answering these questions can serve as a window to our spirits, letting us know something of our mental health, our spiritual health, letting us know something of our spiritual health. Today, we will also be holding a new member welcome, and our children and youth will be remaining here with us for that. And now,
Good morning, everyone. I'm the Reverend Michelle LaGrave, she, her, and I'm the minister here at Granite Peak UU congregation. I'm a queer, white, disabled woman, and these are some of the perspectives from which I speak. And today I am wearing what color is this? Turquoise stole with water theme. I want to extend a special welcome to Reverend Roger, who was your interim minister, who was here last year. Thank you for everything you have done shepherding this congregation along its path. And for those of you who are visiting or new-ish still with us, I also extend to you a very special and warm welcome. If you'd like to wave your hands around or stand up so we could see who you are and say hello. We've got at least 5. All right, welcome. Everyone join with me. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, wherever you find yourself on your life's journey, whether you've walked in or rolled in or zoomed in, whichever your pronouns, whomever you love, You are welcome here. You belong here.
We begin our service in the Unitarian Universalist tradition of lighting a chalice. And our chalice lighter this morning is Krista Munson. I have a short poem from the poet Mary Oliver, who many of us may know. Attention is the beginning of devotion and instructions for living a life. Pay attention, be astonished, and tell about it.
It is not by chance that you arrived here today. You have been looking for something larger than yourself. Inside of you, there is yearning, a calling, a hope for more, a desire for a place of belonging and caring. Through your struggles, someone nurtured you into being, instilling a belief in a shared purpose, a common yet precious resource that belongs to all of us when we share. And so you began seeking a beloved community of people that does not put fences around love, a community that holds its arms open to possibilities of love, a heart home to nourish your soul and share your gifts. Welcome home, welcome to worship. Let us rise either in body or spirit as we sing together our opening hymn, number 14, The Sun at High Noon.
This hymn is new to me, and so I assume new to many of you also. Lena's going to play all the way through one time before we join in with her on the second time through. Okay. The sun at high noon, the stars in dark space, the light of the moon on each upturned face, the high clouds, the rain clouds, the larks long on high, we gaze up in wonder above to the sky.
As we soon prepare to welcome new members to our community, let us begin with this reading from Starhawk. We are all longing to go home to some place we have never been, a place half remembered and half envisioned. We can only catch glimpses of from time to time. Community. Somewhere there are a people to whom we can speak with passion, without having the words catch in our throats. Somewhere a circle of hands will open to receive us. Eyes will light up as we enter. Voices will celebrate with us whenever we come into our own power. Community means strength that joins our strength to do the work that needs to be done. Arms to hold us when we falter. A circle of healing. A circle of friends. Someplace where we can be free. I'd like to invite Rick Denny, the president of this congregation, and Lydia Garrett, the chair of our membership committee, to come up to the chancel here on my right. In a little bit, after the congregational words of welcome, they will be the first to welcome our new members with a very old tradition, the right hand of fellowship, a very fancy name for a handshake. Next, I'd like to invite the new members to come up to the chancel here on my left. Come on up, everybody. As you can see, we have a lot of them, and these are our new members from just January. And finally, I'd like to invite all of the children. Do we have any today? Come on up. You can come up and sit here on the floor, on the chancel, and have the best view out of everybody for our new member welcome. So I'm going to read their names, and then can you each wave when your name is called so we can start to get to know you a little better? Janice Lodato. Dale James. Marty Gerdes. Catherine Forthun. Megan Lookup. Ainsley Wangaren. I wanted to do the new member welcome while the kids were here today because Ainsley is now our youngest member. Jim Wangaren. Holly Nees. Patty Anderson. And Katie Patterson. Welcome, everyone. I am so glad you're all here and you all chose to join us. And I am going to begin by giving what is called a charge. It's basically directions. This is the minister's charge to our new members today. As we prepare to formally welcome you into membership of Granite Peak Unitarian Universalist Congregation and the wider world of Unitarian Universalism, I charge you with the following: that you will share your passion and your strength with us, showing up as your whole and wholly imperfect selves. That you will bring with you your need to care and be cared for, to heal and be healed, and to live with authenticity and integrity. that you will bring with you your desire to live a fulfilled and purpose-filled life, that you will offer your creativity and friendship as we offer ours, and that you will share with us your gifts of time and talent and treasure as we share ours. And now we have the new member affirmation, which will come up on the screen in just a moment for all of you to say together in unison. There we go. We join the street.
Join this congregation not to seek an escape from the world, but to join our efforts with yours in the building of a better world. We promise to share our passion and our strength with you, to show up as our whole and most imperfect selves, and to live into all that you have charged us. We join with you in our mutual need for caring, authenticity, integrity, and purpose, and accept your friendship and gifts as we offer ours.
We welcome you, each of you, into the wider community of Unitarian Universalism.
Y'all can join in on this part.
It's up there. Okay. We welcome each of you into the wider community of Unitarian Universalism and into membership in this congregation. We promise to receive you in love as the individuals you are, to welcome the ways in which we are alike and the ways in which we are different. Knowing this will be how our community is strengthened. We promise to comfort you when you are lonely or afraid or grieving, to rejoice with you during times of celebration, to help you during times of struggle, and to encourage you as you grow in mind and spirit.
Yeah, go ahead and shake hands.
Okay. This is the hand of our congregation. Welcome from the board and for me as president.
As a welcome from the congregation and from the membership committee, we welcome all of you here. And as you know, we depend on volunteer work. That's how we work. So we'll see a lot of you signing up for committees, of course. We have a gift from the membership committee, which is a booklet about our UU religion and a membership pin. So.
Yeah. Rick just said, new members in our new sanctuary. Welcome, everyone. We are so glad you are here. Now, as is our tradition, we're going to sing the children out, and that means the innermost aisle of people are going to come and meet together and form a bridge with their hands for the kids to go under while we sing.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Now, for the first time, with our new members officially joining us, let us say the words to our covenant all together. Love is the doctrine of this congregation, the quest for truth its sacrament, and service its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community. Thus do we covenant together.
As we prepare to receive the offering this morning, let us embrace the feeling of connection and community that we have when we gather here together each week. Let us remember that this congregation and its programs are supported by your generosity. We also give back to the greater community through our Seeds of Support program. And this month's recipient is Meals on Wheels. Volunteers deliver hot meals to the homes of seniors who need them, ensuring both nutrition and social interaction. If you'd like your entire check to go to Meals to Wheels, please write that in the memo line. Each Sunday, half the plate offering as designated checks are given to the local organization helping others. If you'd like to contribute online, please visit our website at prescottuu.org. The ushers will now collect the offering. Thank you. Oh, Kelsey is the Meals on Wheels ambassador for GPUUC, and I can vouch that if you'd like to visit them in person, they're up at the seniors. No, it's not called that anymore. The center on Rosser, where they have a lot of other great activities happening. Thank you, Lena. That was beautiful. We deeply appreciate the generosity of spirit expressed through this offering. What is given in love is received in gratitude. Amen and blessed be.
From your seats, please join in singing Spirit of Life. There we go. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirs of compassion. Walk in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the land, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Please find a comfortable place in your seats. Feel the chair beneath you, the ground beneath you. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Take a deep breath in as together we enter into a time of meditation followed by silence. Let go. Let go of those worries that push you into the future. Let go of your regrets that pull you into the past. Let go of your judgments that focus you on what's missing rather than what's being offered. Let go of your perfected plans that blind you to the wildness of the world. Let go so you can be here, so you can notice, finally, the sweet stillness that wants to lure and love you into the beauty of just getting to be here and now in the silence. Amen, and blessed be.
When our values center in love, love is what we do, and love is who we are. Beloved community is at the heart of Granite Peak UU congregation. As we experience this time of meditation and music, we take a few moments to silently acknowledge the joys and concerns on our hearts and minds. If there is an event that moves you to joy or concern, hope or gratitude, grief or remembrance, or maybe even just to paying attention, you are invited to come and drop a pebble into one of our communal bowls. As the pebbles symbolize your joys or concerns, drop them into water, and may your sadness or worry be lightened by sharing. And may your celebrations be magnified as they ripple all through our congregation. I will drop the first pebble for those in need of healing or comfort. The next stones to go into the water are for the people of Iran and all of the Middle East and all people experiencing war, and for finding the good even in the dark. May our joys and concerns be surrounded by the healing communal water of our beloved community be acknowledged here today. So may it be.
Our reading today comes from Lisa Owens Vianney, and it is called How to Be Dead. Do not feel the sun cascading on your shoulders like a warm waterfall as you walk. Do not watch the violet-green swallows skimming overhead, so close that a strand of your hair lifts and falls in their wake. Do not notice the pale green, just emerging leaves of the persimmon tree, the oak trees, the frothy blossoms of the apple tree and the cherry. Do not pet every dog you see on your walk, from the friendliest pit bull Petey to the joyful, ball-obsessed cocker spaniel. Do not listen to exquisite music in one ear, birdsong in the other. Refuse to feel the sweetness of it all. So today we are going to be talking about paying attention. For those of you who haven't heard yet, we have been experimenting with a program called Soul Matters this year. It is a subscription program that a lot of UU congregations participate in. It means that not only can we have conversations in different areas of congregational life and hold together some of these themes, but also we kind of have this national conversation going on these different monthly themes. And today's theme is paying attention. We do a Soul Matters theme once a month here for worship. And we are exploring the idea of adding Soul Matters to both religious education and the women's and men's groups for those who are interested, so that we can expand our thematic offerings. There is a Buddhist story about washing a bowl. There was a new monk, novitiate, I suppose, although I'm not sure if Buddhism uses that word, who showed up at the Buddhist monastery on his first day and came up to one of the older monks and said, "I am here, what do I do? What's the first thing I should do? Please give me some guidance." And the older monk said, "Well, have you had breakfast?" And the monk said, and the new, soon-to-be monk said, "Yes, I have." And the older monk said, "Okay, then go wash your bowl." And the new monk said, "That's it? That's all you want me to do? Just go wash my bowl?" And the older monk said, "Yes, I want you to wash your bowl and pay full attention to washing your bowl while you are washing your bowl." So the lesson in this is about what we call mindfulness, about paying attention to what we are doing in the moment, paying attention to what is going on right around us, paying attention to what we sense with our bodies, what we see, what we hear, what we taste, what we smell, what we touch, the textures, the sounds, the sights, all of it. And not just to pay attention to it, but to also observe. To observe what we're doing, to be in that moment, and to observe without judgment. So that's basically the definition of mindfulness, which was first translated into English in the 1800s, by the way, from the word sati. So when I was getting ready to do this sermon, I thought I'd really like to get some scientific research, some scientific data about what it is that mindfulness does. Because I know studies have happened, I know it's out there. And I don't know if this is a sign of how long I've been doing ministry or not, but I expected it to be a little bit of a dig to find the information. So when I got on the internet and Googled it, right at the top of the list, you know what popped up? Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic has published all this information on mindfulness and the health benefits that we can get from practicing mindfulness, from paying attention to ourselves, our bodies, and our immediate environment, and observing all of that. So that was a huge and very pleasant surprise to me, because when I started in ministry, the whole spirituality thing was still a little sketchy in some circles when working in a hospital. And even though we knew the studies were out there and we would share the studies with the doctors and the nurses and the other medical staff, well, finally, I guess it's taken hold. So the Mayo Clinic now officially endorses paying attention. In any case, here's what mindfulness can help with. This is their list: stress, anxiety, pain, depression, sleep quality, insomnia, high blood pressure, diabetes management, and symptoms of lots of different chronic illnesses, including breast cancer, fibromyalgia, and lots of other things. Pretty amazing stuff. So, if that hasn't convinced you yet to pay attention, I don't know what will. The one criticism of mindfulness that I found that is really out there is about really removing it from the long-time ethical, moral, and spiritual frameworks that have held it for thousands of years. So modern science has pulled out, this really started in the 1970s with John Kabat-Zinn, taking it out of religion, taking it out of spirituality, taking it out of the ethical, moral framework. And that is and can be important, right? So keeping in mind that mindfulness, the practice of mindfulness, of paying attention, really came from frameworks of Buddhism, Hinduism, other Eastern religions. And that's a big loss if we take it out of that. So some of you may be practitioners of Buddhism and practitioners of Hinduism or other Eastern traditions and may be able to put this in that greater context for yourselves. For those of you who would like a maybe quicker way to think about it a little bit more, I would like to remind you of what I spoke about last week, I think it was last week, when I talked about Maria Harris, who is a Catholic philosopher, theologian, religious educator, who articulated the curricula of the church and how we have explicit, implicit, and null curriculum. I see Roger nodding. I guess they taught it in seminary when he went too. And Lisa just read it last semester at Meadville Lombard. So anyways, I love Maria Harris. I think this is a really helpful way to think not just about what we're doing in our congregational lives, but also in our personal lives, our individual lives, our family lives at home. The explicit curriculum are the things that we talk about out loud, that we say we believe in, that we preach from the pulpit, that we teach in our classes, all the things that we think we know. The implicit curriculum are those things that we are teaching and learning, maybe without even really knowing it, without paying full attention to it. My example was with the budget, that when you read a budget, it can be fascinating because you can learn from it the values that a congregation holds by seeing which lines it funds and which lines it doesn't, and at what levels it funds the various budget lines. So budgets can tell stories of an implicit congregational curriculum, but we have them all over the place, not just in the church budget. And the null curriculum is that of which there is no information at all. We don't teach it explicitly or implicitly. It's just as if this information or this curriculum doesn't exist at all, and is possibly the most risky and dangerous of all the curricula. So when we think about mindfulness and paying attention, we can think about the explicit and implicit curricula of paying attention. What is it that we do pay attention to? We can examine that portion of our lives, that aspect of our lives, and see that I am paying attention to my mom and my spouse and how well the congregation is doing, and lots of different things, right? But the flip question is, what am I not paying attention to? What am I ignoring? What is my null curriculum? Am I ignoring my mom, my spouse, my congregation? What are the things that are lacking? So we can think about how what we pay attention to says something about our values. I care if I'm paying attention to my family, it says something about how much I care about my family. If I'm paying attention to my congregation, it says something about how much I care about my congregation. If I'm paying a lot of attention to the news or the social media or things like that, that says something about what I value too, right? And we can do this little practice of self-reflection and self-examination and think about, well, maybe I really want to pay more attention to this and less attention to that, right? I think a lot these days, especially about the 24/7 news cycle. I think a lot about the constant pull of social media for people. And it's not just one, there's not just Facebook, it's also Instagram and TikTok and a zillion others, right? So we can, so what I want to say is that we're in this time of national crisis. The world is on fire. Sometimes we might feel like we have some kind of duty or responsibility to pay attention to the news, to know what's going on, to not stick our heads in the sand, to not ignore it, all those sorts of things. And I think paying attention can be something we could think about in terms of quantity, right? How much or how little we pay attention to something. We can pay a little attention without completely ignoring the news. We could pay a little attention to social media without completely ignoring it. What I like to do when the world on fire feels too much and overwhelms me is limit my news source to one a day, or maybe 2 a day. And I like to read Heather Cox Richardson, who lots of times does a pretty good overview. It's jam-packed and you got it all there, and it's not a lot of sensationalism. How many of you read Heather Cox Richardson? Quite a few of you. Did anybody read it yesterday? Yesterday was about Maine. You can check it out later. She's on Substack and probably lots of other places. I read her on Substack. She was talking about these sons, Washburn children, who grew up in Maine and were really angry about how Maine couldn't become a state in 1819 because the Southerners were not willing to admit a new free state without also admitting a new slave-holding state to the Union. And they grew up in this sort of environment, and then they, as adult children, most of them moved out to different states in the West, Illinois, Wisconsin. Many of them became senators or representatives, and ardent anti-abolitionists. The funny thing about this is not really about paying attention. This is my fun little tangent for today. The funny thing about this is the first job I had after I graduated from college with a double major in history and anthropology was head up to Maine and work on a living history farm, which was the Washburns' childhood home. So that's our little connection to paying attention today. Or not quite so clear connection. So this is your spiritual homework for this week, is to think about one thing that you want to pay more attention to in your life. For me, that's going to continue to be nature, outdoors, beauty, grandeur, awe, wonder, all those things. And specifically sunsets. Sunsets are my one thing. I now have a view of the sunset from my new house. And the reason, aside from all of Mayo Clinic's health benefits that we want to do this, I think, is really to not just feel alive, but to be alive, as Lisa said in her poem. She didn't say this part, but in my head, I'm wondering if this means to be undead. I'm not really into the whole zombie undead thing, but how to be alive. Paying attention is about how to be alive, how to live our lives to the fullest and the greatest that we can. L'chaim, y'all. Amen, and blessed be. So I don't know what all of you are going to choose as your one thing to pay attention to, but since I chose nature, we are going to sing For the Beauty of the Earth, number 21.
Please rise as you're willing and able.
Source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light, source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human care, sister, brother, parent, child, for the kinship we all share, for all gentle thoughts and mild, source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
And now we'll extinguish our chalice. Please extinguish this chalice flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. Thank you.
Pay attention. Pay attention to each other. Pay attention to the people around you. Pay attention to yourselves. And when the world overwhelms, especially when the world overwhelms, pay attention to the earth, the sun, moon, stars, universe. Allow your spirits to be soothed. And then go forth in peace and with love, blessing all others as you yourselves are now blessed. Amen, and blessed be.